Hey, welcome back to the channel. Sam here from High Life Campers. Now I wanted to shoot a really quick video today just to follow up on the video that I posted yesterday, which was called Can You Register a VW Camper as a Leisure Vehicle with the DVLA? So if you haven't already watched that video, then I do recommend watching that before you watch this one. So I'm going to put a link up here somewhere on the video to that video, so make sure you watch that first. But the reason for the follow-up is that I had a couple of comments below yesterday's video from people saying that I missed out a key piece of information, which was about speed limits for VW campers. And this is also another topic which is talked about a lot on Facebook and also in other camper forums. And there's a lot of confusion around, what the speed limits are on VW campers and whether you can do the national speed limit like you can in a car or whether you have to stick to the 10 mile per hour reduction in speed. So what I want to do in this video is I'm going to share a bit of information with you and really clear this up once and for all so that you know exactly where you stand when it comes to speed restrictions, specifically on a VW camper. So what I want to do is share my screen with you now, and I'm going to go onto the DVLA website and just see what they're saying about speed restrictions for vehicles and VW campers in general. And then I'm going to jump onto the Just Kampers website because they've got some really good information about speed restrictions for VW campers. So I'm going to just quickly walk through that as well and just clear this up once and for all so that you know exactly where you stand when it comes to speed limit. So I'm going to hop onto my screen now and I will see you there. Okay, so I'm on the DVLA website and I'm on the page here where they talk about speed limits for all vehicles. So this page is basically an overview of all the speed restrictions for different types of vehicle class. So a short wheelbase VW T6 van fits into this first category. And the reason a lot of people get confused with this is because it's not really about things like having windows in the van and having signage and all those types of things. When it comes to the DVLA, they are really looking at the size of the van and the weight load of the van. It's not really about how many windows you've got in it or whether you've got any seating inside the van. It's actually to do with the maximum weight-bearing capacity of the vehicle and the size of the vehicle. And this is where a lot of people get confused because there is a lot of information and a lot of chat about all the things that you need in order to be able to stick to the normal national speed limits. And like I say, it's not about windows, it's not about features on the van. It's actually more to do with the maximum load-bearing weight of that particular van. So if you were looking at buying a VW camper, which is a short wheelbase T6, and it's a T28 or a T30, then that will fit into this top category here and you'll be able to use the national speed limit because it falls into the car-derived vans and dual-purpose vehicles. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is hop over to the Just Kampers website because they've got a really good article on their site here which really explains this in more detail. So I will put a link to this page in the description below this video on YouTube so you can go and have a good read through this. So I'm just going to talk through the main bits of information that you need. Okay, so make sure you read through all of this information on this page. So as I said in my video yesterday, reclassifying your VW camper into a leisure vehicle with the DVLA is virtually impossible unless you've got a high top van and it also ticks some other boxes. So if you've got a camper van with a pop top roof, that will not qualify as it stands with the DVLA to be registered as a leisure vehicle. So it will be literally impossible for you to get leisure vehicle status on a VW camper with a pop top roof. So that's the first thing that you need to know about. Okay, so let's talk about the speed limits then on VW camper vans. So what I'm going to do is just quickly read through this information because it explains it really well and it makes it easy to understand. So there are basically two categories that are going to impact your speed limit, and this is only if you've been classified as a motor caravan or motorhome on your V5. And as we've already discussed, if you have a VW T6 camper with a pop-top roof, you will not be able to get leisure vehicle classification. So that basically makes this bit here irrelevant, okay, because you're not going to be able to get leisure vehicle status. But if you do have a camper van that weighs over 3.05 tonnes and it has been classified as a leisure vehicle, then you will need to stick to Category 7 rules, okay, which means that in built-up areas you can do 30, single carriageways 50 miles an hour, which is obviously 10 miles an hour under the national, dual carriageways 60 and then motorways 70. So if your vehicle weighs over 3.05 tonnes of unladen weight, but you haven't been classified as a motorhome or a motor caravan, then you must legally comply with the restricted speed limits. And this is because there is no other possible classification for your vehicle. Okay, so if you own a T28 or a T30 camper van, then it will be under 3.05 tonnes. Okay, so this bit here is going to be irrelevant. Okay, so this next bit here is the most important part. So if you are not legally classified as a motor caravan, okay, and your vehicle weighs under 3.05 tonnes, which is any T28 or any T30 transporter, then you should adhere to the same speed limits as if you were driving a car. So it doesn't matter if you are driving a T28 or a T30 panel van with no conversion done to it, or you are driving a T28 or a T30 that has been fully converted into a camper van, then you should adhere to the same speed limits as if you were driving a car. So there are no restrictions, and you'll be able to do these speed limits which you're able to do in a car. So hopefully that will clear up some of the confusion and help you as you move forward. Okay, so I really hope this video has been helpful to you. Before I go, I just want to clear up a couple of the terms that I've used because that can also be a bit confusing. So first of all, most VW camper conversions are done on VW T5 or T6 base vehicles. And within the T5 and T6 range, there are also 3 different load-bearing weight capacities for each of those models. So you've heard me talk about the T28, the T30 and the T32. So for example, all T6 vans have got 3 variants, the T28, the T30 and the T32. And the T28 stands for a maximum load-bearing weight of 2.8 tonnes. The T30 is a maximum weight of 3 tonnes, and then obviously the T32 is a maximum weight of 3.2 tonnes. So the vast majority of people that own a VW camper have a T28 or a T30 base model. So if you do own a VW camper that is a T28 or a T30, you don't have any speed restrictions involved. You can drive the same speed limit as you can in your car. If you do have a T32 model, then that is a Category 7 van, and that will mean you will have some speed restrictions applied to that particular vehicle unless it's been classified as a camper, which, as I've said many times, that's not going to be possible if you've got a pop-top roof on the camper. So for the vast majority of VW camper owners, they have a T28 or a T30 base model, which means there are no speed restrictions involved. So I really hope that's cleared things up. If you've got any questions or any comments about anything that I've covered in this video or any of my previous videos, just put them in the comment section below and I will personally get back to you. And if you've not already subscribed to our channel, make sure you do that, because I do share regular bite-sized videos covering all sorts of different topics about VW campers, and I also share all the walkarounds of our base vehicles and completed campers that we've got available. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Speak soon.